it going, everybody? I am back with another GT Online video, and this one is going to be a new little thing that I'm going to be doing, and it's basically me ranking the top 5 or maybe top 10 of a certain country's cars in GTA, and today I'm going to be doing German cars in GTA, and basically be doing, other countries such as, the United States, American cars, and Japanese cars, and other countries around the world, maybe such as Britain and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get on into my top 5 for German cars in GTA. So coming in last place, I have the Ubermock Revolter, which this is a BMW IRL. And I like this car just because really the some things that make it pretty interesting is the unique, just simplistic design to it. It's pretty simple, which is something I like. And also the it being able to carry 4 passengers or 4 people is always a plus, so you can carry the homies. And it has a pretty nice sound to it. I like. I know it's kind of basic of a sound, but I think it's still pretty nice and just a good sound to a car in the game. Truly though, since this opinion and all these opinions will be based off of my opinion, or all these lists will be based off my opinion. Really, I think it's just however your build on the car is really how you perceive it. Maybe there's just times that you make a car not look the best, and it may just lead you to not like it that much, when you could make it look a little bit better, and it might make you like it a lot. But right here, I have it all blacked out, murdered out, and to me this is just a really simple and nice build for this car, and that's the reason why I'm putting this at 5th. Alright, coming in 4th place, I have the Comet Retro Custom. Now this is this is a nice Porsche that they have in the game, which this is the first of 2 Porsches that I'm going to have on the list. And this to me is really nice because it's a Benny's car in GTA, so that's always, you have a lot of customization, which that's always fun to mess around with and just do stuff with. So once again, I think this is a build that I have on it that's pretty good and that I like a lot. Maybe the wheels are a little off, and I wish that the spokes or the star or whatever you want to say, I wish they were a little bit more straight than kind of having that curve to them and being a little like concaved, but that's alright. But overall, I think the build on this is pretty nice that I have. I like the wing. I think if you have a Porsche like this, you have to have a wing like this. It kind of fits the car. I don't really picture this without something at least really similar to it, and I just don't think something much different than this should be, on this car. But overall, I think this is, this type of wing that you would see on this IRL, and the roll cage is pretty nice. And this one I have no tinted windows, which I like to put some cars with tint, but not all of my cars. And most of the time I have my cars untinted, but this is my retro custom right here, and this is my 4th place. This doesn't really have that much of a unique sound to it. It's kind of just your average, sports car sound in GTA. But overall, it's a pretty nice drifting vehicle in GTA, and fun to always drive around and whip around. But if you don't have this is definitely a recommended vehicle for you to get. And overall, just good sports car to have in your collection. Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Alright, so for my 3rd place pick, I have the Sentinel Classic, which this in real life is the Bmw E30. And this is a really nice car, and something that's been in the game since around 2017 or so with the Doomsday Heist update. But this is a car that I recently kind of shaped up and changed up a bit. I used to have it kind of all blacked out, but kind of got boring, so I changed it up to this build. And got the little kind of spoiler here on the rear, got the grimace plate, got some nice wheels over here, and the color is I can't remember the exact name of it. I think it might be called like Saxon blue or something, but it's a metallic Saxon blue. And I got the little sun strip on the front there, and then I'm pretty sure the bumpers are both stock. Maybe not the rear, I can't tell about the rear. And then the exhaust, I believe I have the aluminum exhaust for that, so that kind of matches up with the wheels. But this is my 3rd place. This car, it's pretty quick and fun to have. It's in the sports class, if you didn't know. It's got a nice sound to it. It's kind of common sound for cars that are kind of, you know, a little older, cars that are like, you know, from like the 80s and 90s. It kind of, those cars will have this kind of generic sound, but I still like it a lot, especially when you're in tunnels and environments like this. And has a pretty nice sound to it. I like the overall just look of this car, the design. It's not the greatest in races, but it's not bad. It's always a good car to just have, you know. It's pretty fun to drive. It used to be one of my favorites to have back in the day, a couple of years ago, but now I have a few more. And overall, this is my third place pick, and let's go ahead and move on. So for my second place, I have the second Porsche on this list, which is the GT3 RS in real life, I believe, or something pretty similar to that. Basically, you know, one of the top end, high end Porsche. I try to make this look like a kind of track car with the carbon and whatnot, and having kind of more of an aggressive look to the car with the splitter and the spoiler a little bit. Even though the orange is kind of generic for this car, I still really like it, and it's kind of just the way that I picture this car in my head. And overall, it's one of my favorite just cars in the game. I recently bought this actually about a week ago, and it's got a pretty nice sound to it, kind of common, but it's alright. It's a pretty solid drifting car. It's not too great though, just because I think it's because of the spoiler that I have, which will kind of change up how much handling and traction this car will have. But overall, this is one of my favorite sports cars, and I really enjoy driving it. The overall look of it's pretty nice. Just scraped it there, but as you can see here, it's pretty nice. The wheels I like a lot. Those are kind of like what it comes stock, but I just changed it up and been able to make it black to fit with everything else that's already black on the car. I got a small tint on the windows you can still kind of see through, just so you can still see the roll cage, because why not? I like that a little bit. Don't want to have a black tint on it. But this is a pretty nice car, and if I go ahead and pull up the hood and just do all doors, you can sort of see the engine back there. I like that. You know, you get the front trunk up here, which is pretty big. But this is just one of the cars that I like how Porsches have the engines in the back. But overall, this is my second place pick for this list, and let's go ahead and move on to number one. And for my first place for this list, I have the AF Drafter. This is a Audi RS5 in real life, I believe, or something similar to that. Now, as you can tell, this is my favorite car from out of all German cars in GTA. I think the things that I like are the overall just design of this car. Just the body and stuff of this car is really nice. I like the sound of it a lot, as you can kind of hear that rumble a little bit, especially here in this tunnel and garage area. But if you come I have a little bit of a build onto this. It's kind of more simple, but still a little aggressive. Yeah, I got the ducktail lip on the trunk there. There's a little spoiler. Got a nice diffuser. I have the stock wheels, I believe those are stock, and then the front, I can't remember if that's stock or not, probably not, but that's the color on this car is a metallic bison brown, I believe is the name of it. And overall, this is a pretty nice car. The most disappointing thing about it though is when you come down to vehicles and go to your vehicle doors and go ahead and pop your hood, you have this kind of basic engine, and it doesn't really have much of a design to it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's alright, because all you gotta do is just hide it up and just cover it all up like that. But it's something that I think is really unique about this car is really just the sound that comes with it, and how the rumble of it, and also whenever you gear shift, it kind of has this like bit of like a backfiring kind of noise or something to it right here. Kind of hear it like flutter a little bit. So that right there is all talking about how you kind of hear the flutter, and it's the overall sound of this car. I feel like it's one of the best sounding cars in the game, and it's just really fun to whip around and take a drive. But overall, that's the top 5 German cars in GTA Online, and this is number 1 right here. If you guys have any ideas and opinions on cars that I should include in this list, go ahead and drop your ideas down below in the comments. And if there's anything that I was missing, go ahead and drop that down there too. If you disagree or agree with that, drop that down there too. And if you guys like videos like this, hit the like button, and I'll continue to make this kind of little series ranking cars from certain countries in GTA. But this has been this list, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.